Hi, this is Second Story Garage. I'm Quentin Young, and we're here with The High Road, featuring Court McCumber. Now, Court, this is a little different for you. I'm used to hearing you as an acoustic performer, singer-songwriter. You're doing something a little different now. Tell us about the sound and how it's all developed.
Well, we'll introduce the rest. There's Ian Morlock on drums, my good buddy, and Ray Smith, electric guitar. So the record that I did called Lick Skillet Road is pretty alt-country Americana. The next one I did called Ain't the Same as Before kind of touched a little bit on kind of the rock and blues sound that I wanted to explore. I came back out here after I made that record, was playing with some musicians, and kind of kept more to the Americana alt-country sound, even playing those songs, till I started playing with these guys, and then it just... either we can say it ascended to this, or just we just kicked it around and it came out like this. But a big part of that is, the three of us were kicking around those old songs and figuring out how should we play these. I was still playing acoustic guitar and Irish bouzouki and banjo. Ray was playing bass and Ian on drums, and we were still kind of doing that. And then I kind of wanted to play a little more bass and sing, so Ray and I then started switching off. So I'd play bass about half the songs, and Ray would play bass half the songs. And what I found out, these guys didn't agree with me at first, but when I went to bass, it was like all of a sudden we just kind of settled into this really groovy rock and blues kind of rootsy sound. And I think a big part is just because Ray's a great electric guitar player and rooted in that rock tradition. I wasn't with guitar playing. So when I would go to electric guitar, it was kind of just, it was kind of boring. And then Ian comes from, played in funk bands and jam bands, and so I felt that when we would just settle into that when I played electric bass and singing, and I finally convinced those guys, let's just go this route. And maybe part of it was I was just kind of sick of bringing 7 or 8 instruments like I do for my solo gig.
Having to have 3 different lines.
Like bass amp, stage, electric bass, go.
Is that what you guys expected when you came to play with Court, that it would end up sounding this much more rock and roll than what Court was typically doing?
No, I mean, it certainly, at one point it was a 7-piece band, with 2 guitar players and fiddle as his sister, and so...
upright bass.
Yeah, it was just
crazy.
A big pile of players, and also if anybody wants to get paid, it's like, like how much is somebody worth, how can we do this slim and trim,
Yeah, we did. I remember you were talking about this yesterday. We did a Southern Sun gig with 7 players. We did a Fox Theater gig, which was fun because it was a CD release for my Ain't the Same as Before record. 7 players, and I get done, and the night it was a pretty good crowd, and I'm like, oh. And so slowly, people started going away. I kind of did some duo gigs with just Ian and I, him playing drums. And that might have been kind of how it started to get to here, because you and I were messing around with different stuff. I was playing guitar with an octave pedal, playing a lot of low-end stuff, and you were kind of getting syncopated and getting more funky with my songs because we didn't have a bass player.
Yep.
So then once we added Ray, and it kind of just morphed into, oh, there it is. And I think this is, we were talking about this earlier, the High Road really is the 3 of us. And that's why I'm kind of going with just calling it the High Road, because a lot of times when I've Court McCumber and the High Road, or Court McCumber and McCumberland Gap, people come to the shows expecting the acoustic stuff. When I do my solo stuff and duo stuff, it is very acoustic. I'm still doing the singer-songwriter and all the folk Americana stuff. But with this, it's like, if I put Court McCumber in front of it, people are going to come, and it just happened recently in Evergreen. Somebody came up and like, I don't like this electric thing. I like you way better acoustic. I'm like, if you go to the website, I got 100 gigs and you can hear me acoustic. This is one.
Now you mentioned Lick Skillet Road. That's an album that you put out.
Yes.
You live on Lick Skillet
I do,
Road.
yeah. I try not to put it out there too much, but.
And and that's a big part of who you are, and you guys are from up in the mountains too. How does that influence what you do?
For me, I would say definitely moving to Colorado in 2003. Really, I think I've now kind of found my sound, even though there's 3 different things I'm doing. They all feel really comfortable to me when I'm doing solo stuff. My duo with James Morris, and then with this, and it very much is influenced just because I feel, really grounded. I've moved up in the mountains and love the community of Gold Hill. Met Ian up there, and then, Ray and I have met in Lyons since in 2001. So it's all kind of mountain-based, and I feel like these guys get that. A big part of what we all do separately and with our partners is hiking and camping and all that stuff. And, I think a lot of musicians around here are heavily influenced by that. When you go out and hear all the great local music here is influenced by what we have around us. I lived in Nashville for a couple of years, and I ran out of there here, and really then all of a sudden it's like it all kind of settled in, and I felt more comfortable playing the different instruments I do, and then playing music with other people. It just felt right.
Now, I want to let folks know about the new High Road album, and I love the music on it, but I equally love the name, and I'm going to let you say it.
All right, well, the record's called High Octane Groove Lubricated Syncopation.
There you go.
Say that 10 times
I
fast.
can't take credit for that. My wife came up with that, and we just ran with it. This is what it is.
I love it. So make sure and listen to it, and make sure and watch the performance videos.